Welcome back to another Project Rebirth review. Today I'm pleased to show you Gamera. This is the 2020 version of the 1995 Gamera by Bandai. This figure does not come in a box and will arrive wrapped in plastic looking something like this. And before we take a 360 look at the figure, I'll show you the tag that comes with the figure. Here is one side of it here. The flip side. As well as the inside. Alright, I know some people keep these tags on. I'm going to cut mine off and we'll take a 360 look. Alright, let's take a 360 look at Gamera. Let's talk about overall impressions of the figure, as well as a very short conversation on articulation, because there's not too much. The first thing you may notice is right here there's a little blemish, and this is the second figure that I got. The first one had that blemish, but it was right here on both sides of the figure's eyes, and it was a little bit more visually distracting. And the other figure I got from Amazon that I returned had half of a toenail. The paint was just broken off and kind of globbed off, but still attached by a thread of paint. So that was disappointing, but Amazon's always good about returns, and I returned that one and got this one instead. I really like the fine detailing on this figure. Let's take an up close look. I just look at the teeth, the eyes there. Overall really well. And here you can see the contrasting color between the overall gray look of the turtle and more of a brownish for the undershell. And there's a look at the bottom of the feet. As far as articulation, the only thing I really wish would be that if the head could turn. The mouth doesn't open and close, and the head does not turn at all. That's just one solid piece there. And for articulation, the arms don't bend. They basically just rotate out like this. So, you'll probably pick your pose and keep it in it, because really Gamera with his arms down there might look, I don't know. It's not going to be the most exciting to posing. Again, here, there is already a pre-bend in the leg at the knee area, and your legs just rotate out like this and that. So again, more likely than not, you're going to pose your figure standing and more or less leave it alone. And the tail can move like a wagging dog's tail from side to side, but there are, unlike the other Godzilla figure, there's no movement within the tail. This is all one solid piece that's going to go from one side to the other. And that's it. It can't curl or bend upward. So definitely some limitations there. For comparison purposes, here's Gamera next to an Ultraman figure, next to the NECA Godzilla figure from King Kong vs. Godzilla, and squaring up against the King Kong of Skull Island figure by Mezco. So here's my final thoughts with regard to the 2020 version of the 1995 Gamera by Bandai. Overall, I think this is an outstanding figure. Gamera was a huge part of my childhood, and I love the character of Gamera just as much as I loved Godzilla, and I never really understood why Gamera wasn't as popular or as well known as Godzilla. I think he's an outstanding character and deserves great figures. With regard to this figure, is there a few things I would change? Yes, it would be nice if it had more articulation, if the head could turn from side to side, or if the jaw could open or close, perhaps some more movements in the arm. Yes, it's true that it's slightly cheaper looking than Mezco's King Kong or NECA's Godzilla figures. That's all true, but overall you have to take into account what this is. There are dozens, if not hundreds, of Godzilla figures on the market out there. A huge variety, but there's not that many Gamera figures, and most of them that are out there are well over the $100 price point. For example, this one. So taking that into account, this figure was under 30 bucks, and at that price I consider it a bargain. This is my first and only Gamera figure, hopefully not the last, but it'll be a treasured part of my collection. So in my opinion, should you purchase this Gamera figure? Absolutely, hell yes. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next Project Rebirth review.